It's our anniversary. Celebrate and share with us. 56 years in business. On February 18th, we reached an incredible milestone. Our 56th year of uninterrupted service to the families of East Alabama and West Georgia. And we're celebrating. Counting our years and celebrating our anniversary opens the door for us to share our enduring love and respect for the two legends who established our business and made it an institution of our beloved community, and gives us a solid platform to honor them for the unselfish, people-centered, humanitarian service they rendered in our communities while they lived among us. Our 56th year in business serves as a reminder and a tribute to the long-standing impact of our parents and grandparents, the late Wilkie Clark and his wife, the late Mrs. Hattie Lee Peters Clark. Few people of this generation really knew them personally, but we want to take the opportunity to tell you just a little of their story. It's been 36 years since the death of Mr. and Mrs. Clark, but their footprint on Roanoke, Randolph County, East Alabama, and West Georgia is of lasting and historic value. That's why in April of 2020, Clark Funeral Home was recognized by the Alabama Historic Commission as a historic site and added to the Alabama Registry of Landmarks and Heritage. Some people say, "I've heard so much about your grandfather," or "I remember your father." People say he was a good man. Well, he was that, but he was far more than just a good man. And truthfully, the half hasn't been told. Both he and his wife were more than just two ordinary people living in the community. They were both black people way ahead of their time, determined to help transform our society into that beloved community that Dr. King often spoke about. Over a period spanning from the late 40s until just before the 1990s, our father and grandfather Wilkie Clark and his wife Mrs. Clark were two of the most powerful, vocal, outspoken, and effective civil rights leaders in the area. They were legendary, champions of the black community, significant change agents, and their influence was transformative. Their contemporaries were great gospel preachers like Reverend Ariel Heflin, Reverend B. Otis Phillips, Reverend L.C. Marbury, the late Elder Wade Wright Sr., and visionary entrepreneurs like Jesse and Velma Terry, Mr. and Mrs. H.T. Rosser, outstanding educators such as Dr. Warren Minifield, Dr. Benjamin A. Outland, Mr. H.L. Shaw, Mr. Lewis R. Hoggs, and so many other remarkable education leaders whose influence still lingers in this community and was historic. Dr. Alvin Thornton called him a Renaissance new black man. Young influencers like Roy Terry and Bishop Lithonia J. Wright referred to him as their mentor in civil rights. Dr. Jerome A. Gray, well remembered as Alabama's political powerhouse, referred to him as an East Alabama griot who wasn't scared of nothing, nobody, and didn't take no shit. His beloved wife, our mother and grandmother, his silent but forceful partner, persisted in being a strong and vocal advocate for the education of African American students and their parents in Randolph County, frequently using both the power of her superior intellect as well as her pen to be the voice of African American citizens throughout Randolph County. From time to time, her fiery and opinionated letters to the editor appeared in the local newspaper and captured the attention of the majority powers that be, and not only drew them in, but changed hearts, minds, and influenced numerous advances for black citizens in the city of Roanoke, as well as throughout all communities touched by the local newspaper. Still well known and well respected by scores of those who knew and loved them. There's no way to tell you the whole story in one sitting. However, we're launching our 56th year in business by sponsoring a series of events throughout the remainder of this year to amplify and memorialize their work in East Alabama area, and we hope you'll join us on our historic journey starting today. To help amplify the impact of the work they spearheaded in the community, we will be featuring numerous other great citizens who bore witness to their transformative efforts. You may wonder, Well, all that is great, but what does that have to do with our business? And to that question, we would answer everything. For historic purposes, we have dubbed our business, Clark Funeral Home, the epicenter of black movement, because it was Wilkie Clark's home base. It was where he worked. It was where he prayed. It was his incubator, his ideal laboratory, wherein numerous community movements were born, nurtured, and reached critical mass. And without Clark Funeral Home, little, if any, of his efforts or successes would have been possible or could have reached the level of success that they did. Without the massive support of black families in our community, he couldn't have stood as he did, helped others in the community as he did, rallied as he did, or overcome as he did. Because of the integrity they showed while here, their earnest concern for the growth and betterment of their community, they earned the enduring love, respect, and the help of the entire community. We know some of you may think this is unbelievable, but believe it, because we do have the receipts to prove it. This is why we're inviting you to visit our sister website, clarkhistoricsite.org, where we've worked diligently to start cataloging much of the actual documentation, the proof, and we are still working. Why? Because long ago, we laid claim to our personal responsibility, our right, our duty to see that history records them accurately, and in a way not based on myths, innuendo, or rumors, but truthfully, and in a way that demands for them their rightful places of distinction in the archives of time that they so unselfishly earned and deserved. This is why, to this very day, we lovingly operate Clark Memorial Funeral Service in Roanoke, Alabama. Every time you call our phone at 334-863-4885, we still answer in their names. Clark Memorial Funeral Service. How may we help you?